Hey guys, what's going on? Jimmy Gavalas, the kitchen cabinet guy. In today's episode, I've got Manny with me, so I guess
Hi everybody.
We'll call it the kitchen cabinet guys today. In this episode, we want to touch on one of the major questions we're asked constantly. Probably the second most. The question that's most asked to us is how much, right?
Definitely.
The second question that's asked very often is, do I have to pay tax on my purchase?
Oh, definitely. You got to pay tax.
I guess, yeah, of course, yeah, you have to. But I want to explain to people why you have to, because there's something called, in New York, I don't know about the other states, but in New York, there's something called the capital improvement tax law, I guess, or whatever the proper code name is for that tax law. A capital improvement is something that becomes a permanent fixture in a piece of property, right?
Correct. There's, it always comes up. I shouldn't say always comes up, but it comes up.
It comes up a lot. It comes up a lot.
You know, homeowners have the impression that they don't have to pay tax on the materials,
Right.
but somebody has to pay the tax. It's just, it's as simple as.
Well, a lot of times what happens is the contractor will purchase the cabinetry, and then they pay the sales tax on the purchase, and that sales tax becomes included in their contract price, rolled into the contract price to the end user. So the end user never sees the fact that there's sales tax in there already.
So they're assuming that they're not paying tax.
Yeah, I mean, I get the question. I have to get the question at least 4 or 5 times a week.
I get it often. We get it often. I get it often. We get a lot of times, especially in Manhattan, a lot of homeowners think that they don't have to pay the tax, because they're doing the renovation in an apartment, and they feel that renovation includes.
They're just trying to get away without paying sales tax.
But material is always taxed, especially being in the kitchen cabinet industry. If the homeowner's purchasing through us, they got to pay the sales tax.
Well,
and we're collecting the sales. We're not putting it in our pockets.
Right, it's not part of profit. It's
when you look at the top of the resale certificate, you'll notice it says not for contractor use.
Right, yeah. Right, there's another form called the resale certificate, which a company can use, like we do, when we purchase something, a product that we're going to resell. We use our resale number that's granted to us from the government to track our purchases and sales, or I don't know how they do it. And then in turn, when we sell it, we have to collect the sales tax on it. So you're right on that form.
My experience, I've told homeowners, speak to your accountant.
So what it comes down to then is, if you purchase a set of kitchen cabinets, okay, they do become a permanent fixture of your household, of that property, or as the code calls it, real property. Real property referring to a piece of a structure on a piece of land. Okay. So you don't pay, you do pay sales tax on the material that's used to make it a permanent fixture, but you don't pay sales tax on the labor. So a contractor, Joe's contracting, buys the cabinets from us. We charge them sales tax. So he has his number. He puts it into his contract. So he has his material cost, which already has a sales tax built in. The end user doesn't know this. And then you have the labor, and that brings you the total of the contract price.
That's pretty much the formula of how that works. But again, very vague. People could argue with us, and I know from my own experience, I've had homeowners that just don't believe it. That no, I'm not paying sales tax. Well,
you are, because they get caught up. You know what happens? It's like parking meter signs in Manhattan. It's like you got one sign over the other, and you're studying it there for 10 minutes trying to figure things out.
One sign with half a dozen different directions. It's ridiculous. And you're trying to decipher, am I allowed to park here? And then if you are allowed, and then it says from 4 to 7, no parking. It's like, when do I park? When do I not?
So it's the same thing. People get confused because it does become a permanent
fixture of the house.
But the material portion of it is taxable always. I hope this didn't confuse you guys.
It's still confusing, but we'll figure it out.
Good luck with your project.